A nation's strength lies not just in its army, but in the control of its seas. This paraphrase of Alfred Thayer Mahan, the great naval strategist, rings with profound relevance in today's Indo-Pacific geopolitical theater. In the post-colonial tides of the 20th century, Southeast Asia emerged from the shadows of empires, only to confront new maritime threats in the 21st. Disputed waters, piracy, and the growing specter of strategic rivalry in the South China Sea. The Philippines, an archipelago of over 7,600 islands, sits at the heart of these shifting currents, yet for decades has struggled with an aging navy and limited maritime defense capacity. Today, the Philippines is no longer alone in navigating these troubled waters. Enter South Korea, an economic and defense powerhouse whose transformation from war-torn nation to global shipbuilding leader tells a story the Philippines now seeks to emulate. As tensions ripple across the Indo-Pacific, South Korea emerges not just as a shipbuilder, but as a strategic partner, transferring modern naval assets, integrating cutting-edge systems, and offering a blueprint for maritime resilience. In this evolving regional order, the partnership between South Korea and the Philippines is more than transactional. It is transformational. It is this cooperation, rooted in shared democratic values and regional security goals, that forms the cornerstone of Manila's naval modernization and maritime defense strategy. When BRP Jose Rizal, FF 150, sliced through Philippine waters for the first time in 2020, it wasn't just a ship entering service, it was a symbol of rebirth. Built by Hyundai Heavy Industries, this 2,600-ton warship marked the dawn of a modern Philippine Navy. With its arsenal of SSM 700K Hyosung anti-ship missiles, a 76mm Oto Melara super rapid gun, torpedoes, and close-in weapon systems, CIWS, the Jose Rizal-class frigates brought multi-domain lethality to a fleet once limited to World War II-era relics. These ships are a more than hull and steel, said a senior Philippine Navy official during the commissioning ceremony. They are the embodiment of our will to defend our waters and stand tall in the region. The frigate's versatility in anti-submarine warfare, ASW, anti-surface warfare, ASUW, and anti-air warfare, AAW operations, has redefined the Navy's ability to conduct long-range patrols and power projection, especially in contested areas of the West Philippine Sea. The commissioning of BRP Antonio Luna FF151 in 2022 reinforced this transformation, signaling that the Philippine Navy is no longer content with a defensive posture. It is building a credible deterrent force. In 2019, a storied South Korean warship took on a new identity. Formerly ROKS Cheongju, a Pohang-Class corvette with decades of service in the Korean Peninsula, was reborn as BRP Conrado Yap, PS-39, under the Philippine flag. Armed with sonar systems, 76mm and 40mm naval guns, torpedoes, and depth charges, BRP Conrado Yap was tailor-made for coastal defense and anti-submarine warfare, capabilities urgently needed amid submarine activity in the South China Sea. What was once a hand-me-down has become a catalyst, said a defense analyst. This isn't charity, it's strategic alignment. Looking beyond heavy-hitting frigates and coastal corvettes, the Philippines is also investing in agility and persistence. In 2022, a landmark deal was signed with Hyundai Heavy Industries for the construction of up to 6 2,400-ton offshore patrol vessels, OPVs. These ships are designed not for battle, but for presence, for deterrence, for sovereignty enforcement. We need ships that can stay at sea, monitor our EEZ, conduct search and rescue, and support law enforcement. That's what these OPVs are for, said a Philippine Coast Guard official. Equipped with a 76mm gun, rigid-hulled inflatable boats, RHIBs, a helideck, and modular mission spaces, These vessels represent a critical upgrade in maritime domain awareness. From anti-smuggling operations to humanitarian assistance during typhoons, OPVs provide the soft power complement to the Navy's harder assets. A South Korean defense executive involved in the project summed it up best. These ships are not just assets, they're guardians of peace. The modernization of a Navy doesn't stop at hulls, engines, and missiles. It runs deeper, into the veins of digital systems and the minds of its sailors. South Korea understands this well. Its support to the Philippine Navy has gone far beyond delivering ships. It's about building an ecosystem of knowledge, command, and capability. In the nerve center of every modern warship lies its Combat Management System, CMS, the brain that sees, thinks, and directs action. Thanks to South Korean defense tech firms like Hanwha Systems and Elig Nex 1, the Philippine Navy now fields ships with integrated CMS platforms that can track, assess, and respond to multiple threats in real time. These systems are force multipliers, said a Philippine Navy officer aboard BRP Antonio Luna. Before, we relied on legacy sensors and outdated protocols. Now, we operate with real-time data fusion, advanced sonar, electronic warfare suites, and radar systems that talk to each other and to our allies. The Korean-built sensors, sonar arrays, and electronic tracking systems now embedded in the Navy's frontline assets allow for coordinated responses and enhanced interoperability with regional partners such as the US, Japan, and Australia. In an age of network-centric warfare, these systems are no longer luxuries. They are lifelines. But what use is advanced technology without the skill to wield it? Recognizing this, South Korea has taken a boots-on-deck approach to training Filipino sailors, officers, and technicians. Instructors from the Republic of Korea Navy and Korean defense companies have led intensive programs in gunnery, sonar operation, propulsion systems maintenance, and digital warfare navigation. Our doctrine has evolved, admitted a senior Philippine Navy training director. The Koreans didn't just hand us a manual and walk away. They've stood beside us on the bridge, in the engine room, even during live-fire drills. This partnership is redefining how Filipino sailors think about warfare, not as isolated maneuvers, but as coordinated, high-tech operations. One officer put it best. The training provided by our South Korean counterparts has been invaluable in operating these advanced systems. They've accelerated our transformation tenfold. Hardware is only as powerful as the people behind it. Recognizing this, South Korea has invested deeply in the human side of naval capability. From bridge operations to damage control, propulsion systems to weapons handling, South Korean trainers have stood shoulder to shoulder with Filipino sailors in a comprehensive capacity-building campaign. The training provided by our South Korean counterparts has been invaluable in operating these advanced systems, a Philippine Navy officer remarked. They didn't just train us, they transformed the way we think about naval warfare. Doctrine has evolved alongside technology. Filipino crews are now familiar with combat protocols that mirror modern Korean naval standards, ensuring both readiness and interoperability in joint exercises. What used to be a reactive force is becoming a thinking, agile, and adaptive Navy. The horizon of this partnership stretches into the deep. Talks are already underway for the potential acquisition of the KSS-2 diesel-electric submarines, a move that would mark the Philippines' historic entry into undersea warfare. But the vision doesn't stop there. Imagine a future where our submarines are built or serviced here in Subic or Cavite with Korean support, mused a Department of National Defense official. That's not a dream. That's strategic independence. Beyond submarines, both nations are exploring joint shipbuilding, shared logistics hubs, and partnerships in cyber defense and naval simulation. This isn't just modernization, it's maritime self-sufficiency through partnership. The implications of the South Korea-Philippines naval partnership ripple far beyond shipyards and training academies. They reach into the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific, the architecture of regional security, and the very core of bilateral diplomacy. With new ships, advanced systems, and trained personnel, the Philippine Navy is evolving from a coastal force into a credible maritime deterrent. These platforms offer operational flexibility in patrolling contested waters, quick response capabilities against transnational threats, and the endurance needed for extended deployments in the West Philippine Sea. In the words of one naval strategist, these assets don't just float, they signal. They tell the world the Philippines is serious about defending its waters. A more capable Philippine Navy enhances not just national security, but regional resilience. Its growing presence contributes to multilateral patrols, joint drills, and humanitarian missions, strengthening ASEAN cooperation and bolstering maritime rule of law. By investing in the Philippines' naval growth, South Korea is helping balance power in the South China Sea, while encouraging other Southeast Asian nations to follow suit. This partnership becomes a force multiplier for peace and stability in one of the world's most contested waterways. At its core, this naval partnership reflects a broader alignment of values, democracy, open trade, regional peace, and freedom of navigation. Defense ties have become a cornerstone of the Philippines-South Korea strategic relationship, reinforcing economic interdependence, trust, and long-term military interoperability. Our cooperation at sea mirrors our shared vision for a free and open Indo-Pacific, noted a South Korean ambassador. We are not just allies, we are builders of stability. As 2025 unfolds, the Philippines' Naval Modernization Program, in partnership with South Korea, is reaching new heights. From ongoing ship deliveries to the latest defense agreements, the trajectory of growth is poised to strengthen the Philippines' maritime defense and regional security posture. Here's a closer look at the key developments and milestones. The Philippine Navy is on the cusp of further expanding its modern fleet. By early 2025, there is an expectation of the commissioning of a third Jose Rizal-class frigate, or the delivery of additional offshore patrol vessels, OPVs, reinforcing its operational reach and flexibility. The expansion of our fleet is moving ahead of schedule, remarked a senior officer from the Philippine Navy. These ships are not just additions, they are the future of our defense strategy. Simultaneously, the construction and sea trials of the Pohang-Class Corvettes and the OPVs continue at a steady pace. The steady progress underscores the growing capabilities of the Philippine Navy to safeguard its waters and enhance its presence in the Indo-Pacific. The strength of the South Korea-Philippines defense partnership is also reflected in the new memoranda of understanding MOUs that are being forged in early 2025. These agreements are focused on submarine technology and logistics support, which could signal the Philippines' transition into more advanced underwater warfare capabilities. Submarine acquisition is an essential part of our future defense posture, noted a Department of National Defense official. The agreement with South Korea represents a significant leap toward achieving strategic independence in undersea operations. Moreover, negotiations for additional ship transfers, including potential radar and missile system integrations, are already in progress, promising to elevate the Philippine Navy's technological edge. This collaborative effort seeks to ensure the continuous improvement of naval defense systems to counter emerging threats in the region. The year 2025 also marks the continuation of joint naval exercises designed to further deepen operational interoperability between the Philippines and South Korea. Exercise Pagkakaisa, a key joint drill, focuses on anti-submarine warfare, ASU, search and rescue, TSAR operations, and coordinated maritime patrols, allowing both forces to sharpen their combat readiness and tactical cooperation. Additionally, onboard training missions and staff exchanges between the two navies have deepened the collaboration. These engagements foster a better understanding of each other's naval doctrines, technologies, and tactics, which is vital in ensuring seamless operations and joint missions. The training and exchanges have been transformative for our forces, said a Philippine Navy officer. We are not only learning new techniques, we are becoming better partners, more capable of addressing shared security challenges. These ongoing developments in 2025 highlight a period of growth, refinement, and strategic alignment in the South Korea-Philippines naval partnership. With each ship commissioned and each defense agreement signed, the Philippines is solidifying its position as a key maritime power in Southeast Asia, with South Korea as a trusted partner in building a modern and capable naval force. The transformation of the Philippine Navy into a modern, capable maritime force has been significantly driven by South Korea's support. Through the delivery of Jose Rizal-class frigates, Pohang-Class Corvettes, and offshore patrol vessels, along with advanced systems integration and training, South Korea has enhanced the Navy's ability to protect its sovereignty and project power within its EEZ and beyond. As a result, the Philippines now boasts improved operational efficiency, situational awareness, and interoperability with allies. The Philippine Navy today is a much more capable force, noted a senior officer. We are securing our place as a responsible maritime power in the Indo-Pacific. Looking ahead, discussions on acquiring KSS-2 submarines and expanding joint exercises signal further growth. This partnership strengthens the Philippines' maritime defense and contributes to regional stability, fostering a balanced power structure in the Indo-Pacific. The path forward is clear. South Korea and the Philippines are building a resilient and capable naval force, committed to safeguarding national interests and promoting regional security. Thank you for tuning into our channel. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analysis of global issues.